someone is, before going to Mbak Hannah, I see someone is on the video, want to pop some question directly. Is there? Nur Madia Fatah, raise hand. Okay. Nur Madia, let me... Panitia boleh minta di unmute untuk Nur Madia. Mbak Hannah, we will get to you, right? But let's hear the question from Nur Madia first.
Okay, good evening everyone, and thank you for the opportunity tonight. I would ask to Mrs. Cheyenne and Mrs. Hendriana in this forum, what was the impact of women entrepreneurship in the US and our country Indonesia on social welfare and women's empowerment during COVID-19? That's all my question. Thank you very much.
Oh, wow. Interesting. COVID-19 in relation to that. Okay, I'll go to Mbak Hannah. I think the earlier question, you can also tie into this question in relation into the COVID-19 situation. Mbak Hannah, silakan.
Thank you for the question. I was checking like how many men in this forum, and it's quite. I mean, like there is some people, so maybe we can ask them later. But I agree with Mbak Cheyenne that in reality now it's still kind of like women need to do this, like specifically for the caring, but. I would like to provoke that let's challenge the man to think about that too. And it needs not process, but again, maybe we need to develop our philosophical point of view again. Like caring is something really. Source of happiness, I think, and I cannot say that all men didn't really think about that. Like some of the designer, which I interviewed as a man, and I was touched because they mention a lot about caring, why they move to the village, for example. I mean, they was in the big city boy designer, and now they're working with. They moved to the village to be part of the community, and they really care about the worker, and they really care about woman worker. I mean, not even his wife, but like all the worker, and then. There's also, I think the hope is there because, again, there's a case that in the workshop, they provide like all the Wi-Fi. And so again, maybe this is related with the COVID-19 challenge. Mm-hmm. The kids can be in the workshop doing their homework with the guidance of her or his dad, the dad, because the father is working there, and the workshop facilitate the kids also to being there, be close to the parents, or in this case, the father. So this kind of hope or new things, it's there, but we just never discuss about that. Okay. So I think this need to discuss more, and we ask the man like what you can contribute in this case.
Okay, so that big city worker moves closer to the village or to the community. Do you think it's a trend, or this is something that would last even after the COVID has passed?
No, I mean, like they already moved before the COVID. so okay. I think it's come from I hope it's a trend, but I don't know, maybe there's also from education. I mean, like their family education or from the peers. Like we can influence each other. I mean, like,
Right.
I believe that the good things is always is contagious. I mean, we can get inspired with everything. I mean, we just need to share the inspiration more.
Okay. But Cheyenne, do you have something to say about the impact specifically in the COVID-19 situation?
Yes, especially for small business in the United States and in Indonesia, it's been a very difficult time. And small businesses, run by men or run by women, they are always vulnerable to small changes in the economic context. And so in the United States and in Indonesia, there's real concern for I don't want to sound too dramatic, but there's real concern for like a complete collapse for small business, like maybe 50 up to 50%, 25-30% of small businesses may have like when we get to some point where we have a little bit more clear data about Indonesia and the United States, it will show for most economists expect 20 to 30% small businesses will just not be able to make it. And women and minoritized owners, so in the United States, Black or Hispanic small business owners, and in Indonesia, outside of the big cities, in the Eastern Islands or minoritized populations in urban areas. So like, Madaris, people who have moved to Jakarta, they're much more likely to suffer from this kind of business closure. And it's for the same reasons that women have faced in general, which is they're less likely to have access to networks and to loans. In Indonesia and in the United States, the governments have both put out, large assistance programs. But in both countries, sometimes that money doesn't make it to where it's supposed to be going. It's not just an Indonesia phenomenon in the United States too. Those small businesses often don't have the capacity to find where the money is from the government help. It's hard for the government to find them unless they're already hooked up through formal networks and banking systems. So, and that's just, so women-owned business and like sort of racial minorities, they're likely to be hurt most. But overall, I think the small business world is in the more vulnerable position over this year. So shop at those places. Do your best to help them by changing your own spending habits and looking for the small companies so that you can help support them, especially food service.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's a tips that I also share with some of my friends, right? During this COVID timing, we probably need to make conscious decision in our consumption. Like, for example, buying from the closest ibu-ibu sayur that's still trying to make a living from that. Yes, we have some choices probably to go to supermarket and stuff, which is not bad. But I agree with you, Sayan. It's conscious decision for us to help one into another, right? Because we have that opportunity. And I think the one thing also that I underline from your statement is about the networking, right? So I realized that as a women entrepreneur itself, I have a small business that I run from my house, that I run together with my husband, actually, right? It is easier for somehow the man to get into the networking session, right? So that they have the opportunity to expand whatever it is into some skills upgrading, into some permodalan access, and etc., right? So when there is some movement about women business, it's somehow we get some, what do you call, pandangan miring, like why are you trying to be exclusive to women and stuff, right? Because small business can be for everyone. And I say, if it is really for everyone, then we won't have this conversation at first.